Hello everyone, I'm here today with a flip-through video. This is part one of my Vegas 2021 album. This is actually my second go round at recording this. The first one I did, I got all the way through, and when I went to load it, I discovered there was no sound. For some reason, the audio was not working. So I did all that for nothing. So here is round two. Hopefully this goes well with no snafus. Here is my opening page. I used a large postcard that I had, and I wanted to make this pretty much as gaudy as possible for that side of Vegas. So it's got glitter on the postcard, it's got bright colors, and then I painted, I did stars, I used more glitter letters. I basically did all the things to make this as glitzy and glamoury as possible. And then over here, I just wrote a little bit about how the trip was planned kind of in a hurry. And normally that's not how I work. I plan far ahead, but I saw a super good deal, wanted to grab it, and so I went for it. And I love this acrylic piece down here. This is from Bramble Fox. They have some stuff for Vegas and New York specifically. General travel stuff too, but those two particular cities I know I've seen. I'm not sure if this is still available, but go out there and look if you like it. On this side, I just started with taking the train to the airport and then on the flight itself to Vegas, and then there is a flip here. And a lot of these do have process videos, not all of them, but a vast majority I believe I did process videos for. So some of these may look familiar because you saw me put them together. And over here, this is when we actually arrived in the airport. So at this time, masks were still required federally, and so we were masked here as appropriate. And then this is just a chipboard symbol. I had this for a long time and finally found a way to use it. So I'm glad that now that's out of my stash. And then we stayed at the Paris for our hotel, and so I wanted to get some shots of us approaching. When we landed, I think, if I remember right, it was about like 6 o'clock in the evening, but because it was late November, it was pitch dark already. So it was very black even at like 6 or 6:30 at night. And there's another lovely shot, and then I had paper that actually said "we" on it, and so I thought, well, what other opportunity am I going to have in the near future to do this? So I decided to use it. I have some photos over here too of this beautiful wall that they had inside the hotel once you walked in, not at reception, but kind of walking our way there. So we decided to remove masks quickly, take pictures, and then go on our way. And this right here, it looks as if it's a stamp. That is actually a rub-on. And I think it's from Crate Paper, maybe? I don't remember for sure. Yeah, I think it is maybe. I don't know. I'd have to pull them out and look again. But I don't generally use rub-ons a lot anymore. They were the huge thing for a long time in scrapbooking, and then they kind of went away. But I had these from a couple years ago. And again, it was like, well, when am I going to use them? I shouldn't hoard them. So it made it on here. And then on this page, I just wanted to feature our hotel room. It was quite fancy in the lobby. Not as fancy in the actual room, but still quite nice. So it's not as upscale of a hotel as some of the others, but it's certainly nicer than a lot of the ones that are downtown. So, and the last time I was there, I stayed at the Stratosphere, and I thought this was nicer than the Stratosphere. So I wanted to get that in there. And then this was just wandering around the hotel, looking at all the things they had on the floor of the casino and around the area. Quite a few big things, like the Gordon Ramsay Steakhouse was right in our hotel, which was kind of cool. Definitely a French flair happening here. And then for dinner, since we got in kind of late and took a while to get settled in our room and just relax, then we decided to have a late dinner, and we went to the Hex, which is a restaurant that's right inside the Paris, and it came highly recommended. So we thought, well, all right, we'll give it a whirl, and it was a great first choice. So here I have just our receipt, and we had drinks there, and so I found a little ephemera piece that had a drink on it. And then I really wanted to showcase the food because look at these desserts. This piece of carrot cake is the biggest piece of cake I've ever seen. It took me 3 different sittings, 3 different meals to actually eat that. Luckily, we had a fridge in our room, so I just took it back and then just ate it continuously over a few days until it was gone. And after we ate, we decided we would just walk around a bit, and the Paris is pretty much right across the street from the Bellagio. So it works out well because then we're like, hey, it's already dark. We could go see the fountain show tonight right away if we wanted to. So these are just some random photos from kind of out front the hotel, and then we went to the Bellagio looking back. So that's why you can see the Eiffel Tower again there. And then here's another super blingy postcard with lots of glitter, keeping with the theme. And here we are watching those fountains. It's only about a 15-minute show each time. It goes every 15 to 30 minutes depending on time of day. It was pretty often here because once it's full dark, I think it's every 15 minutes. And we were mesmerized, of course. I'd seen it before. I mean, they've changed it up a little bit. I've seen it before. It's still wonderful. And if you've ever seen the movie Ocean's 11, at the end of that movie, they're standing there watching the fountains. This is where they were. So here are some more because of course we couldn't get enough of it from all angles. So here we're mostly looking back at Caesars, which is fine, and the Bellagio, and then over here we're looking the opposite direction across the water. So this is the strip over here. So then you can see the Paris again, and there's Bally's. Some final shots because the finale here, and I don't remember what music they were using when we were watching this, but the finale was spectacular, so I had to get a few shots of that too. And then this is inside the lobby of the Bellagio, and this is all glasswork done by the artist Dale Chihuly, which is one of my favorite contemporary artists. So of course I had to feature that. I also have it in my previous Vegas album, but I don't care because it's still lovely. So aside from the fountains, this was the real reason we wanted to go into the Bellagio, and it's to see their holiday display. My friend is huge into Christmas stuff all the time, so we knew we would be seeing all of these. And in a way, it's almost a mistake that we started with this because it's so fantastic. Like anything else you see, you're like, well, it's not the Bellagio. The others were quite good as well, but we kind of started with the biggest first. So I have lots of photos of that, and I didn't do a whole lot here. I just like cut random pieces of paper, stuck them on, used some chipboard stars. I kept it pretty simple. Same with over here, just a little ticket ephemera piece I had, a little sticker from a Close to My Heart set, and that was kind of it. And moving on to other parts of the display, I was able to use an acrylic piece on this one. I think this one is from Colorcast Designs, if I'm not mistaken. And it's an older one, I've had it a while, but finally was able to use it because I don't do a ton of Christmas holiday scrapping. It's just not my thing. So I'm glad I was able to put it to use here. And then I loved these non-traditional colors, so I really wanted to highlight that. So I played up the pink and the purple and the aqua there. And then here's my friend. She loves the Coca-Cola bears. And since they were in the display, we had to include those. And this card was pretty plain on its own. And at first I was stumped as to what to do with it, but then I thought, all right, I'll just pick out some random ephemera pieces I have that are kind of in the color scheme and hope they work. And I think it turned out well. So that was the end of our first day there. Since we came in, in the evening, we didn't do a whole lot, but I think we managed quite a bit in the time we had, and we stayed up quite late. They're 2 hours behind where we live, so we feel like, hey, we were gifted 2 extra hours, we might as well use them. But then this is the start of day 2, and so we started at the Flamingo, which was the next closest hotel on our side of the street. So we walked over there, and we saw the flamingo habitat, which was fun, so that's where we are here. And I just happened to luck out that Close to My Heart had made a tropical themed Christmas kit of papers, stickers, ephemera, which worked perfect for this. I would never use that at any other time because it doesn't match my climate. It is very cold where I live at Christmas, but here it works. And so they had a wall similar to what the Paris had, except they used poinsettias. And so I wanted to get that in there as well, since it was holiday themed. And then I got to use more of the Close to My Heart pack here because it just went so perfectly. And then this was towards the back, kind of in their outdoor area, and they even had wreaths on some of the flamingos that were in the fountain. So we took pictures of that, and then they had a ginormous tree with fake presents there, and we thought, well, that's just a photo waiting to happen. So of course we had someone take our picture. When we were done at the flamingo, the next closest thing was the link. And the promenade didn't really exist when I was there before, or if it did, maybe it was quite new and I didn't realize it was there. In any case, I didn't go there. So we made a point to go this time and just check out all the shops and restaurants and things that were along the way. But it was very much also done up in Christmas stuff, which is kind of weird to see trees like this and then palm trees decorated for Christmas. Definitely a unique experience. And then here is the old looking, the Retro Vegas sign. That's just a little tchotchke souvenir type shop. But we knew we wanted to pick up some things for people back home, so we did go in there and we shopped. And they had this cool display, and I thought, well, this is perfect for taking scrapbooking photos. So I did. And then we saw Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club. So I just took some pictures of different things along the promenade so that I could feature them here. I didn't do a whole lot of crazy stuff. Lots of just flat embellishments, some puffy stickers, and that's it. I was trying to keep this album a little bit flatter this time because I knew it was going to be huge. So then we were on to brunch, and this does have a flip here. So little piece of ephemera peeking there. And then I have these stickers. It's hard to see here, but they actually have gold foil on them. These are from Pipsticks. So if you've never seen or heard of them, check them out. It's kind of a lot like stickers were in the 80s, I'm gonna say. Like when I was a kid, I remember them being like that, but I still love them. And so I've ordered quite a few things from them. And then when we were done with our brunch, we went off to the Venetian because that was the next place, the way that we were going along the strip. You can see here, it's a very fancy inside, very ornate, so I wanted to showcase that. So really, this is the only thing I did here. These didn't need anything because otherwise it would detract from the photo, and I didn't want that. And here, there's a bunch of shops in there as well, and so we just sort of strolled around, see what is there. A lot of it is out of my budget. It's very high end, and I couldn't afford it anyway, so we did a lot of window shopping is what we did. But we walked along, and then we came upon the indoor river they have where you can get gondola rides. Now, we didn't choose to do one of the rides, but we did have fun just standing up on the bridge watching them. That was very relaxing, and that was sufficient, really, for what we were looking for. And all I did on these pages really was I used some pocket cards, and then I chose some fun gold foil washi to bring out those gold tones. Both of these pieces also have gold foil. I figured that was enough. I didn't need to go too crazy on the embellishments. Then this is still inside the Venetian here, so more gondoliers here waiting for people to purchase rides. And this is on top of the bridge. This is one of my favorite shots, looking down at the river. Quite enjoyed that. And then just, they really try to theme everything in Vegas, and so this was very much in the theme, the style of the Venetian. And then an annex to the Venetian is the Palazzo. So it's also very fancy, but it's a little sort of off to the side. But we knew that they had a holiday display of their own, and so we decided to go over there as well. And it was lovely. So this is an enlarged photo I did of this particular shot. I loved the dome in there, so I wanted to feature that. This is another acrylic piece. I think this one is... No, this one might be from Bramble Fox. I can't remember if it's them or if it's Color Cast. I've had it a while again, so I don't know that it's available, but check those two sites out and see which one has it. And then this is continuing on at the Palazzo, and again, a lot of these photos were really, really busy, so I wanted to tone down the other stuff I used. So over here, this is just a 4x6 photo. I didn't even enlarge it, but I have that, and then I just used some gold foiled ephemera pieces I had that were holiday themed. I did do some sprinkling of ink there, and I used both my gold and the white And this is one of my first times using the white that I bought because I had some other ones that I had tried that I didn't like. This one is fabulous. I just want to do a quick shout out. This is the white that I bought. If you're looking for one that shows up on pretty much everything and doesn't fade with dark colors, this is the one to get. And over here, I just did a little bit of gold. I didn't feel like I needed white because there were already these huge white letters here, and I think that worked out well. And then I just did some more. These are all from the same set. I just did some more of those, but I chose to do the blue to bring out the blue that you see in the dome there, and then the sky that you can see through the ceiling. Because otherwise it was a lot of red, green, and gold. That's a lot to take, and it's a very traditional color scheme, so I like that I was able to work in the light blue. And then I believe, yep, this is the last page of part 1. So now you've seen that I'm halfway through, and I hope you'll come back and watch the second half. Thanks for watching.